Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Thought Card Podcast. I am your host, Danielle Desir, and I am here with my beloved Kyle. And this episode, we really wanted to focus on the differences between Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and Universal Studios. So, welcome to the show, babe.
Thank you. Thank you.
You excited to be on?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So this is actually one of the episodes that you actually came up with this idea, and I thought it was a fantastic idea to talk about the differences between Universal and Disney World. So which one do you want to start with first?
I mean, maybe we should do like because they both have similar like pros and cons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're not really. I don't know. I don't know if people would feel like. I don't know if people would feel like they're like the kind of the same. But like, I feel like they're very different in terms of what they're trying to entertain you with, you know?
Right. Like, what's the agenda? What's the focus? So, okay. So just to give you some context, listeners, we planned a weekend in Orlando. And during that time, we decided to do 2 Disney parks. And since we really haven't focused on Universal before in any of our previous trips in the past, we said, okay, let's just do one park in Universal. But we did discover that there are many parks in Universal.
Yeah, it's hard to compare because we have only done Universal once.
Exactly.
Like at this point we've done every Disney park.
Right. And in this episode, just to give you guys like some just let you know, like, these are our opinions.
Yeah.
And like, take it with a grain of salt, of course. We're just sharing our perspectives, and we thought it would be just fun to kind of share that with you guys. So in terms of Disney, like, I really enjoyed Epcot.
You're going to say
I know. So my running joke is that I say Epcot, and it's not Epcot, it's Epcot.
For some reason she adds
I don't know. I have my own little language.
It's adorable.
But I really loved Epcot, and I loved it that it's so immersive. Like, you are literally walking to different countries, and some of the countries I've been to, like the UK, but other countries I hadn't been to, like Japan, which is massive, and we spent a lot of time in Japan, but also China, Morocco. Like, each of these areas had a very unique feel. It made you feel like you were transported to a destination.
Being at these places before, like an actual, like, you've actually been to some of these places, would you say it's accurate? Like, the infrastructure, like how it looks and all that?
Yeah, I would say yes. Like, for example, when you first walk into Epcot, you are in Canada, and then you go to the UK, and in the UK you have like, the tea stations, and you have like the Irish pub. The Irish pub is very traditional. Like, I've been to Dublin and Ireland twice, so I would say yes. But the thing that I loved, especially being a travel enthusiast, is that it just inspires you to travel and see more of the world. Yeah. Like, Japan couldn't be any more higher on my travel wish list than it is right now.
It's so authentic too. Like, I don't even know, like, it confuses me, because part of me wants to be like, all right, they're just acting. You know what I mean? Like,
these actors are good actors,
they're
though.
Really good actors. Like, because if you hear anything about visiting Japan, you understand the amount of respect that you should have for the country, and they have for you for visiting. Like, they're so nice. Japan's one of the nicest places to visit on Earth, period, from what people tell me.
Right.
And like, everybody in like
the shops
that was in the shops and in the restaurants, they were just so respectful. They were bowing. They were like, it was just like, so I didn't know if it was actually authentic or were they just very good actors and actresses. But
but preface this, babe. Like, he does have this like thing where he doesn't believe that people are as nice as they really are.
Sort of. It's not even that I don't believe that people are as nice as like they really are. It's just, I don't know. I guess it's just a bad mentality. It's like, you're a little skeptical,
I'm like,
it's like
no,
a conspiracy.
babe.
It's like, what are you up to?
And this actually plays to the fact that when we walked into Disney, we had already purchased tickets, and we were just like registering them or
Yeah.
will calling them?
Yeah, basically I ordered them online. We were just basically getting the pass to go through the park.
Yes.
And the guy up front was like, oh, I'm going to give you some more magic or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what that means. It's like,
Lo and behold.
yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he did the whole, what's it called? The park hopper option. He gave us a free park hopper. So basically the park hopper means is that you can go to any of the 4 big parks. So you have Animal Kingdom, Epcot, or aka Epicot, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. You could go to each of those in that one day, or in the next day, because he gave it for both days. Because we did 2 day tickets. Meaning you could schedule it throughout the week, and on those 2 days, you could go to whatever park you want, basically.
Right. So pretty much when we walked in to, get our passes, he gave us a free park hopper 2-day pass, which for us would have cost us $70 out of pocket. So that was a huge gift. And that gave us the ability to visit more than one park on one day. So Epcot was it was actually my first time there. And we have redone Animal Kingdom again because we kind of rushed it last time. Yeah. So it was I just thought like that was a beautiful gift to have for free. And it really made us go out of our comfort zones and, go out and see more because we were tired. Like at the end of the day, we're like, we'll just go home.
Yeah,
no, but we got this.
Push through.
Exactly.
It helps you we got this free gift. We have to use it.
Exactly.
If we don't use it, then it's just it's just a waste.
So, and also to that point is that Animal Kingdom, for just Disney in general, like the staff does go above and beyond.
Yes.
And we can't guarantee that everybody's going to get the magic free pass that we got, but that literally set our trip up for success because we felt like, wow, this was an amazing, $70 is like close to half the ticket, more than half, it's a lot of money to spend.
I don't know if it was random, if it was like, do they just often give it out like that? That's why I was like so skeptical.
And it's funny because we walked up to the counter and I was on the phone talking to my grandparents. So I couldn't even smile. I didn't even smile at this dude. Like he didn't even see me. So he was just really just basing it off of you. And
I charmed him.
Yeah.
I charmed him.
DK.
No, I'm kidding.
No, but so that to us was just very, very nice. It was very courteous of them. And that speaks to our experience in Japan because in Japan, in Epcot, we decided to have dinner at Tokyo Dining and we decided to have sushi and it was really good. Like the food was really good and fresh.
Surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good.
Because usually amusement park foods aren't really anything to be
bragged about. The funnel cake is great, but
I mean, it's an amusement park.
Exactly. Cotton candy and popcorn.
Yeah, but it was actually, I personally enjoyed it. I'm not like a foodie or anything. I could eat anything though. So it wasn't like bad. Like you don't go into these amusement parks thinking that like, ooh, this is going to be a delicious meal. You don't really care about the food. But here I actually enjoy the food a lot.
Yeah, it was so good. We had sushi. We also had this like mint ice cream there.
Yeah, the green tea
ice cream. It was really good, and the service. Our waiters, like they were bowing and they were just.
I swear, I think they hire these guys and they say you have to smile, like because anywhere you go in Disney. There was like maybe one.
There was one.
Employee,
yeah, there was one rude employee that we
encountered.
It
was just but like. It's so rare to see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it throws you off to see that. That's how rare it is. Like you could see disgruntled employees anywhere in the United States, but in Disney it's very rare to see. Like they all look happy to be there.
Yes. And I really like that in each of the destinations Epcot that the people who were helping you and serving you felt like locals. I think that they were locals. Like in Japan, you had, Japanese.
As if they hired somebody from another country.
Right. So that was really authentic. In Germany, there were German people there who were serving, the beer and things like that. So
Disney does a very good job at making everything seem like that's something we talked about is when we're in Disney, we feel like each park is different. Like each section of the park is different. It's cut off from everything else. So you could, like, if you're in Germany, you feel like you're only in Germany, and you don't feel like you're in another country until you legit get to that next
Walk
spot.
past.
You know what I mean?
Walk past the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. And that's the props that I give Disney, is that it really immerses you. Because even if you're in, let's say, Animal Kingdom, if you're in Africa, you feel like everything around you is, African or Asian, so they do a really good job with really making you feel immersed in the region that you're in.
Yeah.
I can't say that same thing for Universal.
No, it's because like Universal, you could legit see, like, you see the Men in Black, and then you look, like, you turn your head a little bit and you'll see Simpsons, like that. And I don't know if I noticed that, like, you don't feel like you don't feel that you're in one area for too long.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I just think it's just how they operate. Like, Disney's kind of more of a, we want you to stay at this spot for as long as you can, see all the details that we put into it, and then move on. Whereas Universal's like fast paced,
But also Universal has, let's say, one ride based off of their productions.
But each ride is based off of like a movie or show.
Yes, each ride is based off of a movie or show. And it's different because in Disney, you're really immersed in a region, and within that region, there are several things to do. Yeah. Okay. Like, for example, in Animal Kingdom, where we were in the Asia region, you had multiple rides there. Mm-hmm. And they touch on different parts. Like, one of them was like, you're in Nepal in the Himalayas. And then the other one, you're like rafting. So it's a little bit, different.
Yeah. Other than the Avatar ride, nothing was really movie themed, I feel like.
Yes. And this brings us back to another point with Universal, is that if you don't watch these movies, you won't have context to know what these rides are really about.
Yeah. I don't think you need to know what the rides are really about, but you won't have that extra oomph to go through the line of, whatever time you have to wait. Like, for example, when we were going through the Harry Potter stuff, like, you saw how long the line was, and you didn't, because you're not, like, you never seen the movies, so you were like, I'm not into Harry Potter enough to, like, go through the line. Yeah, invest this time to wait to go on this ride.
But here's the pro. The pro from Universal. Now, we went to Universal in August, the heat of August, which we'll talk about weather in a little bit.
Oh, my goodness.
But in terms of, I think I'm losing my train of thought.
In terms of what? In terms of... What was your frame of thought? This is what happens.
That's what happens when we record at the end of the day.
What was your frame of thought?
I don't remember.
It was something about Universal. It was something positive.
Oh. I think I was talking about in terms of, like, it's like, I do think that you do need to have the context for some of these movies so that you could, really dive into it. Because a lot of, like, for example, Simpson, you don't necessarily need to know, have watched a show. But Men in Black, it's good to have, understanding of generally what Men in Black is. And also, for example, like the Fast and Furious ride, which let's just dive into Fast and Furious.
You really want to talk about that?
Just avoid it.
It was bad. Yeah.
It was really...
I personally thought it was bad.
I thought it was pretty horrible.
Just avoid it. It's because I don't even know why. I just really don't like it. I don't like Fast and Furious in general.
No, here's why I don't like Fast and Furious. Number one, there are a lot of rides in Universal where it's 4D, so you're sitting in a seat and you're moving, or a bus or whatever, you're moving around, and the visuals really help you dive into the experience. And then you have the movement of the chair that kind of like amplifies that. Now, for Fast and Furious, the graphics just were...
Well, it's the visuals.
The visuals at
first they started with actual people. They started with the actual actors, like
The Rock,
walking you through. Yeah, The Rock, Vin Diesel, other people I can't name.
Ludacris.
Ludacris. they're walking you through the ride, and out of nowhere, it becomes a video game kind of.
Yeah, like it
Like a
literally
bad
looks
video game
like
though.
Mortal
Like a
Kombat
bad, like a
1990
video.
Mortal
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kombat, right?
Yeah, like a bad video game. Like I feel more immersed playing Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? Than on this ride.
Exactly.
So I just felt like it was a
Or
ride
Call of
that you didn't know
Duty.
that you didn't need to be on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, I don't even like Fast and Furious in the first place.
But I mean, at the end of the day, like the thing that I think back to my original frame of thought is that the rides were actually pretty quick. Like
Yeah.
most of the rides that we went on literally were between 5, 10, 15 minutes. So when we went to Harry Potter and we were looking at 45 minutes, we were already like turned off of it. We were like, oh, this is
but
so long.
mind you, 45 minutes is
It's not a long time because the difference between what we had in Universal and Disney, the lines at Disney
Yeah.
were excruciatingly long.
If we had to keep a point system, that definitely goes to Universal.
Yes.
That their lines are more they're fast.
They're faster.
They're so fast. And maybe it's just the day we went, but like Disney's lines are ridiculous sometimes. Like 2 hours to get on Avatar. That's obvious because everybody rushes to that. But then even when it's 2 hours to get on Avatar, it's an hour to get on another Avatar ride. It's an hour to get on the Rapids. It's an hour to get on that I forget the roller coaster's name, but it's an hour to get on that. So it's like
everything is just
packed.
It's very time consuming at Disney compared to Universal. We just really like sped through most of the lines, and that kind of like spoils you a little bit because you know when you're starting to get tired and the lines are getting longer and longer, you're like, you know what, maybe I'll just like skip out on this, which is exactly what we decided to do.
Yeah, honestly though, but to be fair, we've been like to Epcot. We've been Epcot twice, the Strip, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
So we were like theme parked out at this point.
Yes,
like, we were
exhausted.
You know, we went out the night before. You know what I mean? Like we didn't give Universal like the shot that we really should have probably given it. But all right, I'm just gonna be completely honest. I felt like they kept trying to take my money when I was in Universal.
# money grab.
Like I felt I legit, and I don't usually even care like about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know me. I'm not the type of person to like, you know.
So I'm
really
just to kind of give you guys context, like I'm the frugal person. I'm like, look, keeping tabs, and Babe's more like, yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I'm a little more loose. With
Yeah,
it,
you
know?
are. You are.
And I noticed that like
that's a problem.
It's annoying.
Can you give an example?
For example, here's the biggest example. We go there, and usually, so how Disney operates is if you have a backpack on you, you'll put the backpack either in the ride or in a cubby near the ride. You know what I mean? Somewhere near, period. Free. But in Universal, they give you these small lockers that are free. But granted, like if you have a backpack on you that you're carrying,
it's not going to work.
You're going to have to, like, we somehow fit everything in. That's because Danielle put in the work.
But you also wanted to give up.
No, I wanted to give up, but like somebody who's going to give up has to pay $3 to get the bigger sized storage unit for your backpack.
And there's lots of rides that have that.
Yeah, there's a few rides that have that. So it's like they're like, "Hey, we also want you to ride these rides, but we want your money to ride these rides." It's like, you know what I mean?
I know.
It's like I felt like I was holding on to my wallet for dear life.
At Universal. Then also Universal didn't offer a fast pass option. Like you had to pay for that.
They offered fast pass options for they offered fast pass options for stuff like Fast and the Furious because they know it's trash. They're like, yeah, you're not gonna like this, so you could have a fast pass for this.
No, but if you wanted to have a fast pass and buy the fast pass, it was $70.
Yeah, I thought it was 60.
Oh, 60, yeah, 60.
Regardless.
Yeah, 67, which is, it's more than half the ticket.
Like, meaning each ticket needs a fast pass.
Okay, and if you want to compare this apples to apples with Disney, you do get 3 fast pass options with your Disney ticket for free. So you can pick 3 rides or 3 attractions where you could use the fast pass built in. So you don't have to pay extra for that. Compared to Universal, if you want to have a fast pass option, you have to pay for that.
And from my understanding, what somebody told me is if you use all 3 Disney fast passes, you could re-up for more. Mm-hmm. But you have to use them all first.
Right.
and then
Like
you
you
could re-up for
unlock
another
this,
3.
unlock this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
We didn't get
We
to
didn't
do
get
that,
there,
so we
yeah.
can't. So don't quote me on this, but that's from my understanding what can happen. Whereas this, you could, for Universal, you could get $60. You could spend $60 or $70, however, whatever the cost is, for 3 fast passes or express passes, what they call, and then you could spend even more to get unlimited. But the tickets are so expensive as it is.
Yeah.
So it's like you're basically getting
money
2
grab.
tickets. It's so much
It's
money.
money grab.
It's so much money. It's personally, it's not worth it. It's especially not worth it considering the longest
longest line
are
was 45 minutes. Yeah.
So have a little patience and you'll be able to get everything done. Like we could have gotten everything done if we really wanted to.
Yeah, if we were more fresh.
Yeah, if we had more energy in us.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Harry Potter World.
That was the most impressive thing that I had to say that was in Universal, because the way it was set up, you thought you were walking into a gift shop almost. I thought I don't know. Listen, people, I had some drinks in me at this time, so I was confused. But as I was walking in, I thought we were just walking into a gift shop, because
it's like a hole in the wall, literally.
Yeah, it's literally a hole in the
wall, literally.
So I walk in and it's a whole. I mean, there was like 15 gift shops in there, all overpriced, but it was a whole nother like world behind that. And that's the type of immersion that I wish Universal had
more of,
because now you're not in Universal. Now you're in wherever, I don't know, too much Harry
world.
Potter. Yeah. Wherever you're in Harry Potter world now. You can't see anything else. Other than, you know what I mean? You can't look to your left or to your right and see Men in Black.
Yes.
You can't look. That's what they need more. I wish they had more of that, because you just feel like it makes you want to search, you know?
And it's not a building. Like when we were talking about the Men in Black side by side with Simpson, it's because these are massive buildings side by side to each other. And within the buildings, these are where the rides are.
Yeah.
But in Harry Potter World, it's literally like you are immersed. You can look left and right, top, down, bottom, side, right, whatever. You're still in Harry Potter World. Like you can't see anything else besides it, which is what Disney has and which we love. So
yeah, Disney has a lot of that.
Yes.
But like they did a very good job with Harry Potter World.
Yes, that was fantastic.
They did a very good job. And I'm not even like the biggest Harry Potter fan, and I'm like, yo, this is
we were blown away.
Yeah.
We were blown away. But I would also say that Harry Potter World has a lot of shops. So bring your pocketbooks, my friends, because everything there costs a lot of money. You can also get, butterbeer, which we had a chance to order, and Babe could share more about that.
The butterbeer was good. It was so sweet.
It was sweet. Yeah. I've heard people say that too.
It did remind me of
root beer. But sweeter version.
Way sweeter, yeah.
It was very, very sweet. So we only could finish like half of it.
Yeah, I couldn't. But we just got done eating and drinking.
Yes, true. That's true.
But it was too much for me.
Yeah, and it was really cool, but there were just like so many shops. And I was saying that, when you walk into a shop, think of what you would want to pay for something and multiply that by 3 times 4, or maybe 3 or 4 times. That's how much it costs.
Yeah, like stuffed animals are like $30 to $20 to $30. So
the only thing we're kind of surprised was the wand.
Yeah, I thought the wand was going to be expensive. Anything custom is usually expensive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you want to like custom this or custom that, it's usually going to be upwards of like, I feel like almost $100 or more.
Right.
Because it's your own thing.
Yes, but the wands were about like $50, $55. So
it was like, I think he said $55 for your own personal thing.
Right.
And then $70 for like collections or
yeah, we decided not to do it, of course.
I mean, what am I going to do with a wand?
Yes.
Jada's just going to eat it.
Yeah. Our dog Jay's going to eat it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I really enjoyed Harry Potter World. I thought it was one of the best parts of Universal Studios. There was a ride there, but we decided not to go on it. So
we were just burnt out at that point.
Yeah, but definitely recommend, riding on all the rides minus the
minus the fastest. Man,
yeah, that really took us out of our element. Because it was awful. But Did you have a favorite one at Universal that you really liked?
The ride?
Yeah, anyone that you really preferred?
The Mummy was pretty good.
The Mummy
That was pretty good.
that was amazing. I actually love, and I don't think I've ever had this in other places like Six Flags or anything like that. When the rides go backwards,
Yeah.
that I love that.
Well, all right, spoilers if you don't, I mean, I don't know who cares about spoilers for rides, but the ride actually tricks you into thinking that it's over.
No,
it's
you're
not.
you're really spoiling it, babe. You're spoiling it.
Well, I said spoilers. If you entered this talk, this is
It
your
is. This is a
fault.
very like, yeah, we're just
Yeah, this is
sharing
your
everything
fault.
with you.
Yeah. So
It was so good.
yeah, it was pretty
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
so this what
I
happens.
legit thought the ride was over. It's like,
Exactly.
oh, that was fast.
So literally, like, in the ride and you have a great, amazing time, they put you backwards and all that stuff there. And then they stop and they're like, okay, yeah, thanks for coming. This is a great ride. And then all of a sudden it just like changes back and then you're just like swept back into like this whole crazy
Yeah,
soul
you're back
snatching.
into the ride.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was good. Fast though. It was very fast.
It was fast. It was really
2
fast.
minutes maybe.
It was really, really fast.
I felt like it was 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed that.
Which explains why the lines are moving so quickly.
And Universal's, their rides is like they actually pack a lot of people into each of
The rides.
the rides.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like sometimes Disney is like there's not. I don't know. It just takes longer to go through Disney. I think
I think
lines.
it's just more people.
More people are just going to Disney. Maybe.
I think if you're for like family, Disney for sure.
Young family,
Yeah,
or just old family, doesn't matter.
young family, specifically young family. Disney. I mean, both of them have things for the young people, but I feel like Disney is more catered to like family experiences because you could see your kids with the characters.
Yeah.
You could like. There's just so much. I feel like there's so much more to do than just go on rides with Disney. Whereas in Universal, like I'm sure there's a lot more to do, than what we did.
Yes.
But I feel like we were more focused on the rides than the actual experience.
Because in Universal, you can also do parades. I saw that. There were also like sing-alongs, and there were 4D shows like Shrek. So Shrek is another one, which I was like, I
like that
enjoyed
show.
it. I enjoyed it, but
And the 3D was
the
a little,
3D, the visual was just
however, it holds up. It's
blurry.
a good story.
Yes,
That
the
is a
storyline
funny-
is good, but again, it's like the visual was a little bit like
Yeah, but I think
off
that's
for
an
me.
older. I think there was an older.
It's an
That's an
older.
older ride, maybe.
Yeah. So did you have a favorite in Disney?
A favorite ride? That's easy.
Which
It's
one?
easily Flight of Passage.
Oh, that was good.
That was really good.
Okay, so Flight of Passage is the Avatar. We waited 2 hours. There's a bonus episode that you guys should check out, for sure. And I would say for me, one of my favorite at Disney Animal Kingdom was the dinosaur ride.
You really liked that
I
ride.
really liked
think
that
that's
dinosaur
low-key your
ride.
favorite
It was
ride.
like, it was, the thing I like about some of these rides is that you have no expectation and then they blow you away.
Yeah.
But
Just to
on
put it
the-
in context, we got off of the rapids in Disney.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. Like the expectations.
With high expectations for that one.
So this is the problem. Like when you have no expectations, you can get blown away. But I had gone to Animal Kingdom last summer, and when you first walk in the park, one of the things I saw was the rafting ride. So I already was like, oh my gosh, that looks so fun. So I was so amped up to go this year to go on the rafting ride, which was a letdown. Like it was a big wet
There's
blanket.
like 2 splashes, maybe.
It was not not
It was
great.
over, and we're like, huh?
It was,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
one of
the
those
problem
rides.
was like the line was like 65 minutes. Like, and I was like, if I would have waited an hour, we had a flash pass for that. But if I would have waited for an hour, I would be so upset. Like, I'd be very disappointed.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed too.
Yeah. So,
Whereas the dinosaur,
The dinosaur,
it was
we were
complete
like,
opposite. We had to wait like 30 minutes to get
we
like 25
didn't even
minutes.
want to wait. We didn't
Yeah,
want to go.
We were in line constantly contemplating. Like, I don't know. if you turn into like when you're
Oh,
in
this is the
line and you keep turning.
The Disney issues.
Yeah, when you're in line and you keep turning a corner and you see more lines, it's like the most disheartening thing in the world because you're like, oh my
That's
God, I
Disney
just,
for you. Like you literally online,
yeah.
they hide the corners, and behind the corner you can't see nothing.
I always say that there's levels. So it's like when you're outside in the heat,
Level
this is
one,
level one. This is actually the
level
hardest
sub
level.
level zero.
This is the hardest level because you're in the heat, you're just
No
sweaty,
fans.
no fans, no air. This is Florida. There's no wind, you know? So
Then you start going
you're
inside.
like starting to contemplate like I could really be sitting down and just eating or something like that. I don't have to be standing in this
You're a
line.
big fat fatty.
I know. The first thing I thought about was food. But you know, you start contemplating, but then it's like stage 2 gets better because you're in AC now. You're like, oh, you know what? I could probably last. I could probably do this. And then you turn the corner to stage 3 and you realize, oh, there's more lines.
There's so many more lines.
Yeah, they trick you. There's so many more lines behind the
and you're
actual,
so committed you can't even go back now.
Yeah, if you're at stage 3 and you give up, you just wasted 30 minutes of your time. You have to commit to it. So this dinosaur ride, we were sitting in line constantly. Like I would be like, do you want to go? She'd be like, no. And then 5 minutes later, she'd be like, do you want to go? I'm like, only if you want to go. And she'd be like, oh, no. So it's like we committed like 25 minutes. And every Disney, every Disney and Universal ride has like a pre-show, you know?
Yes.
Where they give you instructions.
Yes.
Like literal instructions where you have to be like, you know, no hands up, no flash photography, whatever, right? And then also like the cinema instructions like go get the dinosaur or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
the
we're
mission.
going through
The
this
mission.
process, and it's like it's actual old ride. It's an older ride.
And here's how you can tell it was a road ride.
Yeah, just to date the ride. I don't know the actress's name, unfortunately.
The Cosby.
But the mother from the Bill Cosby show.
Huxtable.
Yeah, she was like.
She was
hosting
young.
the ride.
She was
super young.
Yeah.
So just to date that ride. So when we saw that in the pre-show, I think we both looked at each other like,
what is this?
This is gonna be so whack.
I know.
We just spent 30 minutes and we're about to go on like a tour of like the wackest ride ever. This is not good.
Little did we know.
We hop on the ride, and as soon as the ride happens, I won't spoil anything.
More.
Yeah, I won't spoil anything more before I get in trouble. But when the ride happens, it actually is real. It's fun. It's actually like
it was
also
so fun.
It's a fast moving ride. It's not necessarily a slow ride.
Yes.
So it was actually
those dinosaurs were scary. Good. Yeah.
How did you like Soarin'?
Soarin'. Yes. So I would say Soarin' was another one that I felt like it really made me want to travel even more. Like I love to have experiences where you feel like, wow, like I can go and do this. Like I can go and see this one day. And one day doesn't have to be like super far out in the future, you know? So I like Soarin' a lot. It was really good.
That was good.
Yeah. Can you give, like, for people who don't know what Soarin's about?
So Soarin', you're basically, what is that? When you're gliding in the air like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It's something that I would never do in real life.
Only at Disney.
Yeah. So it's a simulation ride, and they put you on this, like, I don't know what it's even called, but basically you go and they lift you up, and it's a big screen in front of you, and you just go through the motions, and you're soaring. Yeah, through basically the whole globe.
Yeah, like Great Wall of China.
You go into
Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower, pyramids in Egypt. Mm-hmm. You're going like everywhere.
Yeah. And
I personally thought that I definitely had to get a fast pass for you for that, because I thought you would like that one.
Yeah. That was also another experience. I was like, you know what? This definitely opens up my eyes and opens up my appetite to travel even more.
Those type of rides are like a new experience for amusement parks.
Yeah.
Like they don't like, we made a joke saying that they're just saving money doing this because they don't have to build the actual roller coaster,
the track and things like
just
that.
Put you in a box or something like that, lift you in the air and move it all around.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of I'm going way off base, but it reminds me of the Instagram video I showed you of the guy and his daughter. He puts his daughter in his
Oh, in the
in the
basket.
basket, yeah, and
Yes.
he's
And
just
they're
moving
doing,
her around.
yes,
It's exactly
exactly.
like that. That's basically what they're
Exactly.
doing to us,
No, that was,
but it
yeah.
works
Yeah.
because
Soren was really good.
you feel like you're on a roller coaster.
And again, I think with Disney, it's not all about like, you know, the thrill. It's an
It's an
experience. It's an
experience, yeah.
experience. It opens you up to different things. And,
Hmm.
even though you're in Orlando, you're riding, camels in Morocco and you're really immersed in all these different places, these like wish list places, which is really, really cool. So
Yeah, it's just you just kind of dive into another world. It
exactly.
legit feels like Disney is its own country at some points. It has its own highway. It's like,
Exactly.
it's
Transport
so
system.
separated from everywhere else where and I'm pretty sure they're smart. They did that on purpose. So you don't feel like, you're anywhere else other than where they want you to feel like you are.
Yeah, so the title of this episode is really like Disney versus Universal. So what is your verdict?
I, it's unfair for Universal because we've done everything with Disney. We
Hmm.
would have to do everything with Universal to have a fair verdict. But like if
Shout
I
out
had
to
to,
Universal. If you guys want to give us comp tickets, we're all for it.
yeah, let's make this even game.
Yeah. No, but I would say, like you said, it is unfair to say one versus the other. Um, but I enjoyed both.
Yeah,
I enjoyed both. Both give you something unique and different and makes you appreciate what the other one does or doesn't have.
yeah. I'll put it like this: if you're here in Orlando for 2 days, right? Go to Universal. Go have fun. It's an amusement park, basically. It's less like I feel like if you're here for a week with your family,
Do more
do more
Disney.
Disney.
Disney could fill
Now,
in your
however,
time.
that'll be more expensive,
Yeah.
but I honestly think it's like worth the experience at
And
least once.
And this is the thing, although this podcast and we are financially savvy travelers, we talk about this all the time, is that there comes a point when you're spending money on travel and it's about the experience and the value that you're getting for that experience. And for me, I could see why families spend so long saving up to have a Disney vacation because it's such a unique
Yeah,
experience.
you can't put a price on a memory.
The memories
Yeah,
that you have here, so yes, it is expensive. And again, like a lot of expensive places, spend less time
hmm,
there. So you could go, like we said, 1 or 2 days and you could pick the parks that, you're really enthusiastic about.
and
And we've been here, like, this is our third time. This is our
yeah,
third time, you know,
definitely
here.
do your research. There's definitely ways to
Yes.
cut corners, though.
Yes.
There's
There.
definitely ways to cut corners. But I mean, if you have a big family, God bless you. Good luck, because that's when it gets
That's when it
hectic.
gets really,
Yeah,
really pricey. But again, like last time we stayed at resorts that were closer to Disney, so you just spend less to get there. And like there are a lot of pros to more convenience pros, which is usually more expensive. Like if you're going for the cheaper option, like say for example, if you're staying not at the Disney resorts, you'll have to probably rent a car and do certain things and pay for parking or get an Uber that's going to cost you like 20, 30 bucks. So the costs definitely add up, but that's not to say that it's not worth it,
yeah.
I
We
would
even
say.
talk about the Uber for Universal.
No, we're not going to talk
Yeah, we're
about
not
that.
gonna talk about that. It's awful.
Yes. So, yeah, our verdicts are, so do we give a verdict?
I'd say, like, just in general,
Yeah, like Universal versus Disney.
I just have too much experience with Disney to not pick
Yeah.
Disney. Disney, I feel like I'm in another. It makes me feel like a kid, and you're like just in another place. You're not even in Florida at this point. You're in somewhere else.
Yeah, I would say Disney is absolutely amazing and they put a lot of thought and effort into not only the attractions, but also making sure that, all of the staff make you feel wonderful. And,
If you're a Harry Potter fan, definitely Universal.
oh, if you're Harry
You
Potter,
have to go
yeah.
check, at least just for that alone.
Yes.
You'd be impressed. You'd freak out.
So I would say, honestly, I would say do both. Do both.
Yeah, do both. Do both, but understand that they're both different in their own ways.
Exactly. They both
There's
have
good
special
things
things
about both of them, and there's bad things about both of them.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's like I wasn't bored at all. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't bored at any of the parks except for Fast and Furious. I wasn't bored that was the only thing I was bored at, and that was it. They were both amazing parks.
And they're both very different from the parks that we have locally at home in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Like, very different.
Well, yeah, there's so much more. They better be different.
I know.
Like,
Spending all this money.
all that money.
I know.
They better. They also cost double the price for those parks. But both of them have great experiences. Both of them have good shows and great fun rides. And a lot of people kind of like don't like the food, but I feel like the food was good. And
the food was good.
And Universal was like really good too.
Yeah, Universal. We went to this. Seafood grill spot, and it was very
really
good.
yeah.
And the service was really good.
Yeah, the service was very, very good.
Yeah, it was expensive though, but
yeah, that's just the story of this, though.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So I think that wraps up this episode. As we said before, these are our own perspectives on Universal and Disney. We loved both of them. We had a really great time on this trip. Both had good things and both had things that maybe need some improvement or we would love to see more of.
But the common thing with both is that they had more good than bad.
Yes, they both had more good than bad.
Way more good than bad.
And I'm really happy that I had a chance to go to Universal for sure. Because like just being able to have that Harry Potter world experience was really fantastic. So thanks guys for listening and stay tuned for more episodes coming soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Peace.